Anytime somebody show them type of tendencies, I just tell them no and okay. You ain't with the vibe, I ain't fucking with you anyways. I just tell them no, do my own thing. You ain't with the vibe, I ain't fucking with you anyway.
Damn you, previously awning. Did we really need to see the slaughtering of Slinky Arm Santa again?
Discount Jeremy hates previously on segments cliche.
What the hell is going on? And why is there an Avenger in my dining room?
Where?
Like I said last time, every disrespectful comment that DJ makes about Hawkeye is gonna be 10 sins.
Just go with me here. Jack is obsessed with swords, Kate is obsessed with Hawkeye, and Eleanor is so invested in Kate's being safely separated from Clint that I doubt anyone would take their eyes off of Clint long enough for him to do anything other than get his coat and get the f*** out. How did he get out with the sword?
Hold on 1 second. You know how throughout this series, and more specifically this exact video, the TV Sins writers are gonna be making fun of Hawkeye for not being good enough and all that bullshit? Right. So while they say all of that, they're completely ignoring the fact that Clint can do shit like this, sneaking a sword out from under these people's noses without them suspecting a thing. So enough with the disrespect already.
Kate's always been confident. Never had to worry about her on that front.
Wait, they're having this conversation while she is sitting right f***ing there?
Do you really think this is an uncommon thing for parents to do? Obviously you've never met my parents.
Jack now sings the words to the Christmas song by Nat King Cole and is just offbeat enough to make me want to rip off my own ears and shove them down his generically European-sounding throat.
That's racist. Also, how is that a sin of the episode? How is this character being himself a sin of the episode?
You know what they say. Life is short. You never know what you're going to get.
Did he just butcher the "life is like a box of chocolates" quote from Forrest Gump? I don't care if this is a deliberate character quirk. Thanos was right. Dust this fool.
So you acknowledge the fact that this was deliberate, but you sin it anyway because reasons?
I guess getting laughed at by family is better than being alone in the holidays, right?
Putting aside the fact that being comfortable with your own company has inherent value in itself, the real sin here is that some people have no option but to be alone during the holidays. I'm certain this was a very unhelpful reminder in what is a valid piece of escapism.
Jesus, what was the point of that sin? You basically just said that being comfortable by yourself is a good thing, and that is true, but the vast majority of people would agree that it's better to be with loved ones than by yourself on Christmas.
In previous episodes, we've seen Hawkeye get first aid supplies, so why is he risking the defrosting of all this fruity goodness instead of buying an actual cold compress? He knew where the mission was going. Why isn't he getting stocked up ahead of time anyway?
You don't have to lie, you know. Hawkeye does not know where this mission is going. He has no idea that Echo is setting a trap or that Yelena is going to get involved. He thinks he's going to be in and out without a fight.
Hey, yeah there.
I'm all for casual responses to non-life-threatening situations, but Pizza Dog just mouthed the entire upper layer of Cheez-Its. That deserves at the very least a more emphatic no.
Pointless nitpicking is pointless.
Believing Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Believing Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. Having an opinion anywhere on the is Die Hard a Christmas movie spectrum instead of just f***ing enjoying Die Hard for the masterpiece that it is.
He says all of this bullshit and is still somehow employed.
You gotta show me how you just did that.
Asking a superhero their secrets. Huh, never mind, it's only Hawkeye.
Yep, that's another 10 sins.
That's why I'm here. I can't go home till I fix it.
Hawkeye is referring to all the people he killed as Ronin, so I have to ask, how will it ever be over? There's always a chance that some dead assassin's son or sister will come after him and his family for revenge, or a fist-chinned alien, or f***ing Michael Clark Duncan. The point I'm getting at here is that I don't see how Clint can ever be confident that his family will ever be safe from Hawkeye and Ronin's past.
Well, isn't that convenient? You cut out the context for this line. Clint was referring specifically to the situation with the Tracksuit Mafia and Kate, not his entire killing spree as Ronin.
You should get some rest. You got a big day tomorrow.
No, she f***ing doesn't. What happened to...
But what I can do is ensure that your daughter stays safe.
You're going to include her in the mission just because she brought over pizza and a Christmas tree? Why is she even sleeping here? Shouldn't her mother be expecting her back home? If you want your two main characters to play together, just let them f***ing do it and stop setting up all these bullshit obstacles that you then ignore 10 minutes later.
Are you trying to tell me that you think Clint telling Kate's mother that he's gonna keep her safe is an obstacle to them working together? Seriously? All that was Clint trying to reassure her mother. Also, the reason Clint is accepting Kate's help is because he realizes she'll refuse to stay out of it, and he thinks that she might be ready.
You know, I like to think of them more as our arrows.
Yes, and Hawkeye fans think he deserves his place in the Avengers. We all have our delusions, Kate.
And that's another 10.
Yeah, but what kind of ice wall? If the roof is high enough, a wall won't help your defense. You need to be certain the wall is higher than the roof. Go with ice dome, or at the very least, ice shield so that you can be mobile with your defenses.
A whole bunch of bullshit.
Oh, you guys are
Dedicated. Hawkeye sent me here on official Avengers business. I'm his partner slash best friend, Kate.
The outright hypocrisy of Kate turning her nose up at the LARPers while simultaneously having a total lack of awareness of the fantasy world in which she herself is choosing to live.
This scene is absolutely hysterical, because the TV Sins writers literally just said the reason why the scene is good and counted it as a reason why it's bad. Everything he just said about Kate was characterization and is therefore not a sin.
I can probably help you out.
Wait, what? Kate is openly asking for an illegal favor in front of a group of people she doesn't even know, and the officer is immediately on board?
I mean, there are a lot of corrupt law enforcement officials out there. Plus, this officer knows Kate is with Hawkeye, who is an Avenger, which leads this woman to want to help him.
If you make it worth my while.
This is a request from the damn Avengers, and these guys are pulling a Dormammu? I know New Yorkers have a reputation, but surely the Avengers have banked enough goodwill in the last decade to cover fetching a few arrows.
Holy shit, do you see what just happened? In the previous sin, he said that the officer shouldn't be willing to help, but in this sin, he's saying that she shouldn't even be asking for anything in return because it's the Avengers who are asking. That is such a blatant contradiction, you can't make this shit up.
Looking for this? Or maybe it's the box cutter under the seat.
Kazi has a box cutter hidden under the seat and a knife in the sunshade, but not a single weapon actually on his person.
He didn't want to carry his gun or his knives around with him. You're acting as if Kazi should have already known that Clint was going to do this, but he had no reason to not leave his weapons in the car.
Hey, can I have my gun back?
Yeah, what do you think?
I was relieved that Hawkeye didn't give the gun back, right up until the point he threw it in a random direction. I don't care if he unloaded it first. He still left a gun somewhere in the middle of a used car lot where it can be found by literally anybody. Why not take it with him? He doesn't even have to use it. Or does the mere presence of a gun maybe make him realize how futilely ridiculous his archery superpower is?
Making fun of Hawkeye's archery superpower. That's another 10 sins.
I asked you to simply retrieve my arrows, not stage a play.
There are times when I remember that Clint is an asshole, and this moment is one of them. He did send Kate to a LARP group. What did he think was going to happen?
He thought they were going to give back his arrows without the extra shit.
No lights. No movement.
Title of my sex tape?
The no lights part works, but what the fuck kind of sex are you having that doesn't require movement? Is Discount Jeremy a virgin?
Good evening, sir. Can I help you with your bags?
This is, I'm sure, hilarious to somebody, but did Kate really need to help this man in order to use the elevator? All she really needed to do was follow him into the building once he opened the door. Does she think the grocery bags are hiding her bow and arrows?
By helping the old dude with his bags, she's giving herself a reason to be going inside the building, and if she carries the bags the whole way, the man has no choice but to allow her inside. Sure, she could just follow him in, but then she would be running the risk of raising his suspicions. This way, she's actually making herself useful to the man, which makes it easier for her to infiltrate the apartment.
I was talking to an Avenger.
Where?
Do I even need to say what the sin is here?
Kate, get out of there now.
What? Why?
That light's an alarm. It's a silent alarm for people that can't hear.
Well, duh. Wait, am I smarter than an Avenger? Oh, sorry. Never mind. It's just Hawkeye.
And that's yet another one.
If this was the only place that Kate was strapped in, then she is 100% swapping notes with Gwen Stacy right now instead of surviving this.
Not if she didn't fall far enough. How weak do you think the human body is? She didn't fall very far.